A warm welcome to the show. We're here to talk about Heweliusz, a new Polish television series inspired by the 1993 maritime disaster in which 56 people lost their lives. Retelling a tragedy like this requires great care, yet Heweliusz has captured audiences in a profound and compelling way. Viewers have connected to its emotional depth, its rising tension, and perhaps most immediately, its striking cinematic visuals. To discuss this, I'm joined by Jan Holoubek, the director of this series. Hello and welcome, sir. Delighted to have you with us.
Hi.
So let me start with these striking visuals. Surprise, surprise, you're a cinematographer by training. So is there a correlation? Does it influence the way you direct?
Of course, I've been doing this for 17 years before I started directing, so it's obvious that I cannot get myself separated or apart from that part of this job. And it really helps me a lot, the fact that I used to do cinematography before.
Mm-hmm. And some of the scenes were shot in a water studio in Belgium. How challenging was that? It
was very challenging, actually. We've been there for 1 month, and everything was challenging. Making waves, making the proper wind, also the temperature. It was plus 32 degrees in the water and outside of the water as well. So in the film, everybody thinks that, that's the illusion that it's very cold, but in reality it was super hot for everyone. So that was also a big obstacle for us.
Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
Piotr, I'm begging you, I need help, and you said you'd be there. Of course, it'll be the widows and the families of the victims that suffer the costs.
How can you bury a man if his body isn't there to go in the ground?
So retelling a story like this, a tragedy, requires great care. So how did you navigate this challenge?
Well, we've been working for 1 year before shooting on script, and it was very well documented by scriptwriter Kasper Bajon. So we were doing a lot of rehearsals, reading the text with actors. So this is the way it happens. It's a process, and there is no one single way to, challenge such things. It's a process that takes time.
Mm-hmm. So let me get this straight, because I believe there has been some confusion. Captain Andrzej Łasiewicz and his wife are real characters.
Yes.
However, all the rest are fictional.
Yes. There is also a real character, is daughter of Captain Andrzej Łasiewicz. The rest of the characters are sort of a mixture of real people, but no one is there with real name, or some experiences of these people are mixed in one character. For example, few people are mixed in one character.
Mm-hmm. Right. So why did you choose this particular story to direct?
Well, actually, I got the proposal from producer Anna Kępińska and Kasper Bajon, the scriptwriter. We shot before together High Water for Netflix, so it wasn't my decision. I just got a very good script, and it was hard to resist it, to be honest.
But weren't you afraid that it is a sensitive topic?
Of course. It's not the first time I'm dealing with that. With the movie about Tomek Komenda, it was my first experience on doing such things, but it's always risky a bit to do such stories. But on the other hand, audience loves real stories and stories based on true events. So this can be, on one hand, risky, but on the other hand, if we do a good movie, the audience really is much bigger.
The series is obviously a critique of the government at the time and the crisis response. But what other key takeaways are there?
Well, it's also about the loss, I think, mostly about grief. I mean, about the loss, about people who were left after the disaster, people who were left by those who died, and also it's about people who survived, and about trauma and a sense of guilt that you have, that you may have if you survive. So it is also a story about Poland from that period of time, from 1993, a very difficult moment for us, a time of, I would say, hard transformation. So that's also, this background was also very important for us to show.
This political transition is clearly visible there. So how did you go about recreating the 90s?
Well, it's getting harder and harder in Poland because countries changing so fast. For example, Ursynów, we were shooting this part of Warsaw in Zgorzelec, which is on the border, German-Polish border. So yes, it's getting harder and harder to get those cars, to get this environment. But I have a great team, and experienced team. We already shot Rojst for Netflix as well, so we have some experience in recreating 90s.
Right, because you've been working with Kasper Bajon, the author of the script, for quite a while. You've mentioned Rojst, so that is 2018, I believe, yes. Right? So how is it to work with someone that you know so well?
Well, honestly, we don't know so well each other. That's funny, but that's a bit of joke here. But we work with Kasper really fast, and we don't meet very often. We send each other just new versions of the text, and sometimes we call each other. We meet rarely, so for me, working with him is super efficient and super nice. We never got any quarrel. We never got into any fight about anything. If Kasper says anything, I usually agree with him, and it's working opposite way as well.
So you make an excellent team.
Honestly, I'm surprised how well it works.
So what about the actors? How did they prepare for these roles? Did you have to guide them a lot?
Not really. I mean, each actor is doing this in his own way. For example, Boris Szyc met with the family of Captain Łasiewicz, as well as my partner Magdalena Różczka. She was playing the wife of Captain Łasiewicz. So they met with real people, and I think it gave them a lot of knowledge, emotional knowledge about the characters they're gonna play. The other actors, each of them has different way, different path. How we work, how I work with actors is that we meet and we just read the script. I don't ask them to act the scenes. I just read with them the dialogues, and we discuss it and talk about the characters, and that's the way how it slowly is getting closer and closer to the goal. And at some point, I think actors, they know more about their characters than even me.
And yourself, did you get a chance to speak to some of the relatives of those who perished, or perhaps to the survivors of the crash?
Yes, I had such a chance with a cook from Heweliusz, who was still working when we were shooting, who was still working on a ship. Oh, wow. Actually on the ship that we were shooting on. So he visited us on the set, and later I met some of people who survived.
So what was their feedback?
Well, it was a good feedback, because I just want to add that our script writer, Kasper, he met all of them before, so it's not like they were not contacted. They were all like interviewed before, but what was their, how they, I think they, it's hard to say liked it, but they told me, these people I talked to, that we did it the way it was. And for them it was a sort of shock. It was like coming back to this horrible...
see these images,
yes.
right?
And one of the survivors, he was very, I would say, strong, and he was talking about details, how it was. So it's in every case it was a different reaction, I would say.
But it is an important project in the sense of bringing this story closer to perhaps some of the younger audiences, right?
Well, I hope so. I think this story was already forgotten a bit, but the older generation, they remember, but the younger people, they don't know about it. So I think they will now.
Moving forward, what are you currently working on? Perhaps there's something you'd like to share.
Well, I'm shooting a Western movie.
That's unusual for Poland.
Yeah, it's a Eastern, I would say. It happens in Poland during the Second World War in 1943. So it happens here in Poland. And also I'm shooting a series for HBO about famous crime called Połaniecka crime from 1976.
So again, it's based on real events.
Yes.
Both
this
of
one
those
is,
stories?
No, the first one, Wild East, is completely made up. But this Połaniecka's thing, which is going to be titled Silent Night, it's based on true events.
And before we go, just going back to Heweliusz, was there anything that you wanted to include at the start, but then you decided not to?
Like scenes that I...
Yes, perhaps.
I think there were a few scenes that we cut out, but not so much as usually happens. Because usually quite, I would say 5-6% of the footage is gone in an editing room, but in this case I think it was less. So
right, and sort of summing up for yourself, what are some of the most important lessons or perhaps takeaways for you as a director from Heweliusz?
Well, I didn't sum up so far. Every set, every production is a new lesson. This one was very specific because it was so technical and we had so many difficulties and so many problems to solve. How to show the disaster, I mean the sinking of a ship. So that's a big lesson for me. But I also think there are more lessons, maybe more psychological, how to lead the actors, where to let go, where to push stronger. I mean,
right, and do you worry that some people could pigeonhole you as a person, as a director who specializes only in historical movies or sort of disaster-related stories?
Well, maybe that's true, that everything I shoot happens in past, that's true. But I like it, so I'm not afraid of that. But I think I won't be connected just to disasters.
Right.
Because I also did some things, and I'm doing right now things that are about something else.
So I look forward to seeing your new projects. Jan Holoubek, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching Pulse of Culture. Please stay tuned for more here on TVP World.